Hello, everyone. Welcome to a very special episode 24 of Your Take, My Take by John and Jacob. I'm John.
I'm Jacob.
And today we want to start off by saying happy birthday to Jacob. It's his birthday today. He had a very special day. So hopefully you leave a comment and wish him happy birthday, even though he's probably going to be way off on his picks for this take. And so as tradition, what we're going to do today is talk about our top five best teams in the NFL, probably the top five favorites, and what we believe are Super Bowl favorites. Also give you probably a sleeper or two and some potential bust.
Yep.
And so, as you know, tomorrow's the very first game in the NFL season, so all you fantasy teams, fantasy managers, make sure you set up your lineup because it's going to be locked for the players that are on your team that are playing tomorrow. So, as tradition, we're going to start off with a coin flip. Jacob, you can call it in the air.
Tails.
All right, it was heads. So I'll start off for your birthday present. I'll start off. So for my number one, I'm going to go with the champs. I'm a firm believer that you go with the champs until they're proven, until they're defeated, or until there's something different about that team. And the funny thing about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is that they return every single starter, both on offense and defense. And so that's very unheard of that they were able to do that. Not only that, but they also get a full season of Antonio Brown, who I think is according to all the camps and all the scouts, that he's looking like he did 4 years ago. If that's true, he's going to lead that. He's going to lead that team in receptions, and he could be a better version of Tyreek Hill. Yes, you heard it from me. He was a better version of Tyreek Hill in Antonio Brown's heydays and his career days. He was better than Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
And so I put the Buccaneers as number one. Who do you have?
I'm going to go with the former champs, the Kansas City Chiefs. I think last year it struggled for them in the playoffs because they lost a crucial point of their left tackle. And I think him being injured really just destroyed their offensive line. As you saw in the Super Bowl, he had no time. He had no time to throw the ball. Yeah, Mahomes had no time to throw the ball.
Great players make plays.
Jacob. He did make plays. If you saw, he made plays and they dropped the pass.
And they got blown out. And you pointed out their weakness really early, and that weakness is still existent today.
No, they revamped their whole team.
When you say they revamped the whole offensive line, that right there is sign of have a lot of questions on the offensive line. You want to go...
They signed a lot of proven people, though.
One.
Who's the one?
Orlando Brown Jr. is their only guy that they signed that's somewhat proven, and he's not an upgrade from the guy they lost.
No, but he also plays the most important offensive line, which is left tackle.
I think center is the most important, and that's another point, is they have a rookie center that's not used to running coverages or making the offensive line schemes or changing schemes on the line. And that's worrisome, as they have a rookie doing that.
Well, here's another thing, too, is I just like Patrick Mahomes better than Tom Brady. I think right now he's a more skilled quarterback, and quarterback's the most important position. So I think that he makes all of his players better around him. He has a top 3 receiver, and he's not even arguably. He's by far the best tight end in the NFL, in Travis Kelce.
I'll give you that. But who's their running backs? Who's their backup receivers?
I'm pretty sure it's Clyde Edwards, and then...
Clyde Edwards, who kind of bust. It was kind of a bust last year.
Well, he was actually good. He just didn't score touchdowns.
And who's backing him up?
Probably some other dude, but they don't run the ball that much. They do a lot. If they run the ball, they'll do like a Tyreek Hill jet sweep. That's how they run the ball.
They do that twice a game.
No, but that's how they run the ball twice a game.
No, they don't. Mahomes doesn't throw the ball 50 times a game.
He will.
He can't. If he does, he'll break down.
Yeah, but still, they don't run the ball as much.
I'm just saying their defense is not as good as Tampa Bay's, and their secondary offensive weapons aren't as good as Tampa Bay's.
Oh, yeah. Here's another thing. Tampa Bay has a lot of ifs on their offensive receivers.
Only injuries, Jacob.
That's the biggest worrisome. Mike Evans gets injured every 2 to 3 games.
But he still scores 10 touchdowns every season, 10 to 15 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's the same way Tyler Lockett gets 10 to 15 touchdowns a game. He'll do nothing, and then for one game, he'll have 200 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Usually when you're playing against him in fantasy.
That's Mike Evans. Chris Godwin always gets hurt, too. He's already hurt.
Their Tampa Bay's receiving core right now is better than.
I don't think so.
Okay.
But then Antonio Brown, it doesn't matter. You could say, what's his name? Rondell Moore. They're saying he's playing amazing in the
Rondell Moore is a rookie.
In the summer camp.
Antonio Brown led the league in receptions and yards a few times in the NFL. He's a proven NFL veteran.
Antonio Brown has led the league in being the craziest.
He is crazy.
He's crazy.
I 100% believe he's crazy. But if he's on, I don't know if he's on meds or not. But if he can control,
he's on meds. If you're really debating, well, if he's gonna be good because he's on meds.
Yeah, same thing happened to Ron Artest.
No. After he got hit, his whole mental just was gone. And he's never been the same after that hit.
But everyone's
He's
saying
been
that
crazy every time.
But you can't take away his talent level is elite.
Training camp is a total lie. Some things may be true, some things may not.
Okay. Well, all right.
I don't know.
You and I disagree on the number one team, but I think if you're a champ, you should get the benefit of a doubt for being the champ, returning champ, especially when you return every single player that started on the championship team. You should get that benefit of a doubt. Do I like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Nope.
No. Do I like Tom Brady? No. But they do earn my respect and get my nod as the favorite for right now because they're the returning champs.
All right, for my number 2, I picked the Buccaneers. It's weird. I'm not going to go into it in too much detail. I'm just to say they had a good defense and they kept all their players from last year.
Their defense, I didn't even talk about, was this new age defense where they are going to have players just flying around. They have edge rushers, their linebackers can all run, and they play physical at the line of scrimmage for the corners.
They're second best defense in the league.
So I have the Kansas City Chiefs as my number 2 because Patrick Mahomes is that good. He makes up that difference that other teams can't make up because himself can make up that difference. They have playmakers. I really like Travis Kelce. I like Tyreek Hill. They have serviceable, skilled players that look good because Mahomes makes them look good. What's his name? Hardman or whatever his name is. He would probably be a 3 receiver on most teams, but he's a 2 receiver on the Chiefs because the Chiefs can make him look good.
He ran a 4.21.
Yeah, but Tyreek Hill was running backwards and was beating him in a race in the game. I'm just saying, you can run straight head speed. It's a difference of game speed. And so far, I've never seen him just blow people out of the water in terms of getting the deep ball. I've seen DK do that. I've seen Stephon Diggs do that. I've never seen Hardman do that. So,
we'll see.
But Chiefs are good. That's why I have them at number 2.
What's your number 3?
My number 3 is the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills are just. I'm sorry, they're
bad.
No, they're good. They're really good. I just don't like Buffalo. They have good talent. They have Josh Allen, who's a rising star. They have Stephon Diggs. They have Cole Beasley, who's also really good. They have a lot of different pieces. Their defense is always good. The problem with them is that they're the Buffalo Bills. They're a franchise that can't win.
Yeah.
Until they can win something besides going to a conference championship game or making it, they haven't gone over the hump to win it. And I don't know if this team is better than the 80s, early 90s teams of the Buffalo Bills that actually won, went and lost in 3 straight Super Bowls. I just don't know that. But they are very, very good, and they're only supposed to get better. They have serviceable running backs in Moss and in Singletary. So they have players who can play. It's just a question is, can they overcome the Chiefs? My opinion, I don't think they can.
All right, for number 3, I also put the Buffalo Bills. They're basically just a worse version of the Chiefs. That's how I look at it. Josh Allen's no Patrick Mahomes, and Stephon Diggs no Tyreek Hill.
But you put them at number 3. So are you saying 1 and 2 are really up there, and then 3 is a big drop?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, number 2, I don't know what conference. I forgot what conference.
Tampa Bay?
No. The Chiefs and Buffalo Bills are in the same one. The Bills are never going to beat the Chiefs.
You mean the AFC?
Yeah, the AFC. The Bills are never going to beat the Chiefs as long as Patrick Mahomes is there. So they're always going to be number 2. They're always going to be just the number 2 team. Their defense is good, but their defense can alone win games. But
why don't you think the Buffalo Bills can take that leap? What if Josh Allen only improves on last year?
Because Josh Allen is never going to be as good as Patrick Mahomes.
He's a much better runner.
Yeah, but Patrick Mahomes is much better at everything else.
I agree.
And if he's a runner, he'll get if he'll get hurt. Bigger injury.
He's a bigger. Well,
He's a bigger boy though.
He's a big boy and he's fast and he can.
He's
run.
not accurate at throwing though. He's got a good arm, but
Well,
not
that's
as good as Patrick Mahomes.
What if he improves his passing where he's not that much worse than Mahomes? Are you going to say that Josh Allen's going to lead the Buffalo Bills past them then?
No, I think that Mahomes has better weapons, and Mahomes does things that no NFL quarterback can do, which he can make no-look passes. He can make all these passes that even a good quarterback can't even do. Okay. And that's just what I believe in Patrick Mahomes.
Who's your number 4 then?
Number 4.
So we do agree on 3, but I don't think there's a big gap between them right now. I think there is a gap, but it's not as substantial as Jacob thinks it is.
Okay.
Who's number 4?
I'm gonna put the Green Bay Packers. I gotta give it to them. They
Why?
They had crucial mistakes, and it was a good game between them and Tampa Bay. I don't think Aaron Rodgers is that much worse than Tom Brady. I think Devontae Adams is.
But I think Aaron Rodgers as a quarterback, skill-wise, is better than Tom Brady.
Yeah, but they're saying Tom Brady's better. But that's just what
His body of work, maybe. But I think Aaron Rodgers is a better. I think most people would think Aaron Rodgers is a better quarterback.
Yeah. Well,
right now in his career.
Yes. Devontae Adams is arguably the best receiver in the league. He played amazing last year. He was by far, on paper, the best receiver. They have a decent defense, nothing special, but I think they played really well last year, and they kept their whole team. So if you look at it, why wouldn't they do?
Their left tackle is out for 6 to 8 games. The highest paid left tackle is out.
Still, their offensive line's pretty good. They're one of the teams that they always get good offensive lines, kind of like the Patriots too. They always manufacture good offensive linemen.
So I don't put the Packers that high. The one reason why you can say the Packers are going to be good is because they play in the NFC North, where they should run away with that league.
Yeah, they should beat every team by 40 in that.
Well, not the Lions. The Lions figure out a way.
By the Lions, 80.
Okay. Well, for my number 4, I do not have the Green Bay Packers. Who I have the Chargers. No, sorry, not the Chargers. They are my sleeper team, so that's a preview. No, I have the Rams. I have the Rams, and the reason why I have the Rams is I think you'll see them go back to their form, the form they had before golf just completely fell apart. They have Matthew Stafford, who's a much better quarterback. They also have the best defense in the league. Yes. They also have playmakers on the outside, playmakers that Stafford hasn't had since Calvin Johnson. I mean, he's got Woods, he's got Cooper Kupp, and he's got Higbee, and he has a staple of running backs behind him. I think their offensive line's always pretty good. So, and I think the Rams, based upon their defense being able to keep them in the games, and they have an upgrade in quarterback, they're going to be the number 4. The question about them is special teams. They had some issues in training camp. I think they're playing a rookie, I believe, as their kicker, which kind of scares me because we've seen issues come down with that. Because I think they're not going to blow out teams. I think they're going to win. I think they can grind out victories. I think their defense will keep them in every single game. I think the key factor is, can McVay coach Stafford into being the elite quarterback that I think he is.
He's not. I don't believe that, but
wow. Matthew Stafford has one of the best arm talents in the whole league.
Not top.
He's a top 5 arm talent in terms of his ability to make every single throw accurately.
Yeah.
He just unfortunately played at Detroit, where he didn't have that many weapons since Calvin Johnson left. So that's my number 4. So is it my number 5?
Yes.
All right, number 5. I have the Tennessee Titans, and I put them in there because they only got better. They were good last year, and they have probably one of the best running backs in Derrick Henry, who can grind out
the best running back.
He can grind out wins. They have now not only do they have a good receiving core last year, but they only got better by signing Julio Jones. If Julio Jones can stay healthy and even put up similar numbers to what he had last year, and A.J. Brown continues to improve, they might be the best tandem receivers in the NFL. And Ryan Tannehill has shown that he doesn't need to win games. He just can't make mistakes. If he can hand off the ball to Derrick Henry and then everyone crowds the line to stop Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill has shown the ability to throw the ball and stretch out the field. And he also can run a bit. The biggest issue with them was some of their pass defense, which they corrected by going and getting pass rushers and linebackers who can guard running backs out of the backfield. So in my opinion, I think they recognized what they were lacking, and they went out in the offseason and got it. And like I said, their strengths only got stronger. So the Tennessee Titans are my number five team.
That's a big reach.
They made the playoffs last year.
They have a subpar quarterback, and then they have two receivers that have not proven to be healthy at all. And their defense is awful.
No, it's not awful.
Their defense is awful.
Their defense was not awful last year.
Every game they play is going to be a shootout.
No, they don't. It's not going to be shootout because Derrick Henry controls the clock. Their offense controls the clock.
I'm rooting for Derrick Henry this year too.
So you don't like the Tennessee Titans?
No, I think they're top 10, but I don't think they're number 5.
Number 5. They're one of my surprise teams.
That's just because of their
defense.
Their
defense, they went out and got one of the best pass rushers in Dupree.
Dupree's never been healthy.
Well, Jacob, right now he's healthy. Right now he's going to play. Wait until the season rolls around and see if they are going to keep up or not. Because you can't just say that right now. Because I can name a bunch of teams that have injury concerns. But I'm going off of what they have done. And if they can
Has Bud Dupree ever been good?
Yeah. He's a Pro Bowler. He gets double-digit sacks.
Yeah, but that's just because he played on a team with the best edge rusher, TJ Watt.
Well, yeah, both of them were really good. But Bud Dupree is an athlete, and he's an edge rusher. I just think they made improvements. They recognized some of their issues. One thing, they let go of some corners.
That's another thing.
But I think that's because cornerbacks, if they're not elite right now, you can get serviceable corners. And I don't think Jenkins was an elite corner.
Yeah. Well, Jenkins is on the team still.
He is?
Yeah. He was the guy they signed.
Oh, well, he's not an elite corner. All right, who's your number 5?
I don't love this one, but I'm gonna put the Baltimore Ravens. Do
you know their starting running back is out for the season?
Yes, but I'm a big believer in Gus Edwards. He's a north to south runner, and you don't see that too many of those people.
So is J.K. Dobbins.
No, J.K. Dobbins can catch the ball though. Yeah. Gus Edwards he just gets the ball and runs up the middle.
If you're banking your season on Gus Edwards,
no,
being an elite running back, you're going to be in for a long season.
Okay. That's not why. I just think their defense right now is very good. Defense wins championships, and their offense.
Do you know who gashed them in the playoffs?
Who?
The Tennessee Titans. Do you know Derrick Henry had like 200 yards against them because the interior part of their defense could not stop anybody. The holes were big enough for anyone to run through.
Their defense can stop men, but Derrick Henry is not a man. He's a beast.
What did they do to address that biggest glaring issue of right down the middle?
They did sign some players that are serviceable.
Serviceable.
That was just because they were hurt.
You were making fun of the Tennessee Titans.
They have a top 3 corner set, which is huge. They have good safeties and they have good linebackers. Their defense was good last year, and their offense is always good. Lamar Jackson's hit or miss, but if he plays, they're gonna have a top 5. If he plays well.
That's a big if. NFL defenses have figured out Lamar Jackson. We're gonna stop.
They still score the ball a lot though.
I'm just saying he took a big step backwards last year.
Yeah, well, yeah.
They did. And I don't know if they're going to win. I don't know if they'll make the playoffs because their division's stronger this year. They have the Steelers who are always going to be good, and they have the Browns. And let's be honest. The Bengals might give them a run.
The Bengals. Speaking about training camp, Joe Burrow's not been playing well. Jamar Chase hasn't been playing well.
Well, we'll see what happens. We know exactly where we're going to get from Lamar. And the problem with Lamar is his receivers didn't get better either. And
he got hurt receivers. They have Mark Andrews now. That's it.
Well, Hollywood Brown is out, and he misses catches. Bateman's out.
Bateman could be good for them, though.
Yep, and talk about injury prone. All 3 of the receivers are injury prone. They got Sammy Watkins. Yeah. They have Bateman, and they have.
But we've seen them struggle, but they still put up points, and their defense has really helped them out throughout last year.
Here's a guy that said he doesn't like certain teams because of injuries. Their starting running back gets hurt in preseason. Their first round draft pick gets hurt in preseason. Their starting receiver is hurt.
You picked a team that wasn't good last year.
They're already hurt. Who?
You're number 4 and 5.
The Titans made the playoffs and beat the Ravens, and
LA didn't do anything.
The Rams will be good this year because of their defense.
Oh, talking about injuries, the Rams starting running back got hurt too. Cam Akers got hurt too, and Darrell Henderson.
But they were always going to run those two together.
Do you really believe in Darrell Henderson?
I do.
And Sonny
I
Michel?
believe in Darrell Henderson so much I drafted him in my fantasy team.
I don't believe in it so much that I didn't draft
Well, I'm
him.
just saying that I do believe in him. All right, who's your sleeper pick?
I put 2. One of them is a little biased, and then the other pains me. But I'm gonna do the first one. I'm gonna put the Rams. It's not because of Matthew Stafford.
He's copying me.
It's not
because he realizes my points are right.
Check my notes.
All right.
It's not because of Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford sucks. I've told my dad this several times that he's not that good. Because if he was a good quarterbacks can do things when their team is bad. The only reason is that their defense is so good. They have the best D tackle, and then they have the best corner, and those two are the best at their position, and it's not arguable. Aaron Donald is probably the best defensive player, and Jalen Ramsey, whoever he's guarding, you can just put an X on that guy's name because he's not going to do anything, and he's earned the respect for that, and that's just because that showed because they actually have made the Super Bowl when Jared Goff was, but no, Todd Gurley was there too. So, but I think that the Rams defense is just so good that will carry them far.
Okay. Who else is your sleeper?
No, well, I'm gonna put the Arizona Cardinals.
Of course.
Big year. Kyler Murray could break out. DeAndre Hopkins is the best receiver in the league.
No, he's not.
And yes, he is.
Okay.
Their defense did get better. The corners, I believe, can be good. We have a lot of we don't know what will happen, but I think the corners won't be as bad as people are saying. I still think they'll be not great, and then we have Budda Baker and we have top 5 edge rushers, 2 top 5 edge rushers. So
my sleeper pick is not much of a sleeper pick because I think they're going to be really good as the San Francisco 49ers. If it wasn't for injuries, their whole superstar defense was injured last year, and also their starting running back was injured. So here's the thing with the 49ers. If Jimmy G can be serviceable and not just blow games, they're gonna do some damage in the playoffs. They're gonna be
you don't think Trey Lance is gonna play?
I don't think Trey Lance is gonna play this year. I don't. I think if Trey Lance comes in and plays in midseason, that means they have that Jimmy G is
up,
Jimmy G hasn't done his job. So the 49ers defense, when healthy, is a top 5 defense, and their offense is explosive. They have very good playmakers on the outside, and they have just a staple of running backs that can do it. So I put the 49ers as my sleeper pick. They're not really a true sleeper pick because I think a lot of the experts believe that they were going to be good. It's just they were terrible last year.
Yeah.
And so do I think the 49ers are going to make some noise this year? I do. If they can stay healthy, they're going to make some noise. That's the two things. If they stay healthy and Jimmy G doesn't blow it.
Yeah.
And so that's my sleeper.
Uh-huh.
My potential bust that a lot of people are thinking that they're going to be very good is the Cleveland Browns. I think the Cleveland Browns, I just don't like Cleveland. I do like their running attack, and I do like the fact that they said, you know what, Baker, you're not going to be able to win it, so we're going to run the ball. They're probably more they're a run dominant offense, and that speaks volumes that they don't trust Baker completely to wing the ball out. But if Baker doesn't make tons of mistakes, they can be pretty good, and their defense is pretty good. The problem is they always underperform, and I think it's because they have the world's ugliest uniforms, and they probably have the world's worst city in Cleveland supporting them.
Worst name.
Yeah,
The Browns.
and so that's why I think they're going to be a big bust. Oh, sorry, my last sleeper pick was going to be the Chargers, and when I talked about them briefly, I think Herbert is going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think the Chargers will be also a sleeper pick for a team that they barely lost. And I think it's because of the inexperience that they had. And Eckler was out some of those games too. So they have playmakers and they have a good young
And they
quarterback.
have a good offensive line too.
And so that's what I think is going to be the biggest bust. And I think it's going to be the Cleveland Browns. What do you think?
I put the Cleveland Browns too. If you look at lots of people, they're expecting big things from Cleveland. They do every year. On paper, their team looks good. When they play, this is a different team. Baker is really bad. OBJ, they always say he's going to be good, or Odell Beckham Jr., but he's never played as well as he did on the Giants, and I just don't have faith in them. They always say they're going to play good. Some games they'll play really well, but as a whole, they're nothing special. I also put the Ravens.
You put your own number 5?
Yeah.
I could have talked about the Ravens longer, and I think they are not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Simply put, I don't think
if Lamar keeps digressing, they're not going to make the playoffs. Simple as that.
So, hey, that's our take on the NFL season, the preseason going into the season. Tomorrow's the first game. Who's playing tomorrow?
It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and
the Cowboys.
Dallas Cowboys.
It should be a good game. I think the Cowboys.
We didn't talk about the Cowboys.
Well,
thought they were.
Well, I think it'll be a good game. I think the Buccaneers should win that, but I think the Cowboys are going to surprise some people too. So, hey, we love the NFL. It's going to encompass our lives for the next several months. But
17 weeks.
We do love the playoffs. I mean, the NFL, and especially the playoffs and fantasy football that comes along with it. I hope you guys enjoyed episode 24. Again, everyone wish happy birthday to Jacob.
Yes,
it's his birthday today. I wish the football season would have started today, because that would have been Jacob's favorite present that he would have gotten. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like us, subscribe to our video. Again, this is episode 24 of Your Take, My Take by John and Jacob. I'm John.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you guys later.